It's already been engineered. The space within the engine room, everything, all the retrofitting later is already ready.
This is the Ben Taylor Podcast, the home of marine industry insights. Enjoy. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor Podcast, the home of marine industry insights. This is part of a series designed to profile the Australian yachting industry and find out a little bit about how it works. So today I'm here with Fred. Nice to see you, Fred.
Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. So let's have a bit of an introduction. Who are you? What's your position? What company do you work for? And what's the mission there?
Sure. My name is Fred Bkamdin, and thanks again for having me here. I'm National Business Manager for the Marine Division at Energy Power Systems, authorized dealer for Caterpillar Marine in Australia. So if somebody is doing a turnkey power generation project, marine propulsion project, or for that matter, any kind of turnkey solution or requiring a repower for marine, I look after the national segment for marine for Caterpillar in Australia. We are Caterpillar Australia, basically,
Yeah. Okay.
as an authorized dealer. I'm also the president of Australian Industry Defence Network, WA.
Okay. Yeah.
Very proud of that. I've taken that role more recently. It comes behind the passion of working in the industry and paying it back, if you like.
Yeah.
I've been in the marine industry for the last 25 years. I'm a marine engineer by trade. I've sailed at sea on bulk carriers and cargo tankers and whatnots, ULCCs, VLCCs. Migrated to Australia 2007, and since then I've been through and through marine. It's basically been 15 years of the yellow color of Caterpillar within myself.
Okay, and what's Caterpillar's kind of niche where you're really, really powerful and dominant? What's the position that Caterpillar take within the yachting scene in Australia?
Fantastic question. Well, around the world, we are fairly well positioned from a super yachts perspective. You will appreciate that, as we saw in the seminar today, that yachting manufacturing as such is fairly niche, and we are very proud to have yachting manufacturers made in Australia, if I may. Very passionate about that. To have Eco Marine and Eco Yachts as a member within the if I may, the environment of the marine yachting industry within Australia, it's a very proud thing. And I hail from Western Australia, where Eco Marine is actually based, and they happen to be one of our number one customers as far as marine commercial is concerned.
Right, yeah, over in Perth. And
Yes.
so what kind of projects do you typically get involved with? And how does that all work? Where does that begin? How do you work almost as a partner, I imagine, throughout the whole project?
Lovely question, I like it. And if I'll reflect back on the fact that I mentioned turnkey solution.
Yeah.
So Energy Power Systems Australia, as a dealer for Caterpillar, born in 1994. We are about 33 years, if I got my maths right.
Yeah.
We are about that old, three decades plus. Humble beginnings, but we are fairly niche where in the environment of the Caterpillar Marine and the larger Caterpillar group, we as a group are identified not only for marine but from a turnkey solution provider, integrator, problem solver, right from design, build, sea trials, commissioning, everything.
Right. So when a project
from a B2B solution, we do everything right from the design stage, vessel specification selection, what the engine is supposed to do, which engine is most suitable for which propulsion system.
Yeah.
And basically, we are in the traditional diesel. We are hybrid. We are also looking at the electrification options. Everything is there on the table.
And are these a set number of products that are fairly rigid, or do you work to build like the full integrated system and that kind of play?
Again, I'll try to answer this in a candid way, if I may.
Yeah, please do.
I know you're time bound as well. It's basically, let's put it this way, right from 56 kilowatts all the way to 10 megawatts.
Okay.
We have large.
10 megawatts sounds pretty big.
You're interviewing me in a very milestone based year. Caterpillar turned 100 years on 15th of April. And not very many people know that Cat Marine as a group in Australia, we are fairly number one as far as defense is concerned. So from a segment perspective, application perspective, You'll appreciate Caterpillar is known for sustainability, ruggedness, reliability, performance, right?
Right. So in the defense industry, those are the
So
those
we
are the
are
key pitch points. Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. So from a workboat market, from a reliability market, from a charter boat market, from a ferry market,
Right.
all the way through super
Catmarine
yacht
becomes
market.
really, really strong.
Yes.
And just that last bit's really interesting. So, what's the crossover that you guys work with when you're supplying the military side? How does that cross over into the white boat side? Are they similar solutions? Are they quite different solutions that are needed, or is it kind of a complementary
I'll
sector?
touch base on one word, customer experience. It
Okay.
remains the same.
Yeah.
The product changes color. The customer style approach slightly changes. You'll appreciate in a defense environment, a project starts or from a tender phase, sometimes takes 3 to 4 years to win a job.
Yeah.
Um, as much as the dollar effect is not that critical, and it's not, I'm not going to be simplifying that from a defense side of things. It's very complex. Things takes time
Yeah.
to materialize. In the commercial boat market, one has to realize that time is money.
Yeah.
And it's important to be partnering and collaborating with the designer and the boat builder, making sure that they are getting the absolute value bang for the buck.
Yeah.
If we pick it up, or given our experience and runs on the boat, that maybe we can guide the customer in a particular manner, we will. And we won't apologize for saying how it is. One more thing we will not do is put the wrong engine or the wrong application in the wrong boat.
Yeah, of course.
Because goodwill is very important, not only for ourselves, for our customer, and for the end user. So the approach is fairly similar. The ethos is fairly similar. It's just the yellow color. If let's put it, say my white shirt would change into a black shirt, which I'm wearing right now, or vice versa,
Yeah.
depending on the audience.
Okay, and so what's the kind of vision looking forward? What's the expectation of this market? Is it something that you're optimistic about? Are there plenty of projects in the pipeline? Is it a little difficult at the moment? Are there supply chain issues? What's the situation?
If this is a finale question, I'll answer it from a super yacht perspective,
Yeah,
because we are
absolutely.
here.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
To give you a perspective, having worked with Eco Marine, and I will emphasize calling it Eco Yachts because it's a very important portion of their business. Chris Brackwell, who's also on the board of the Australian ACMG and Super Yacht Australia.
Yeah.
We have worked with them right from White Rabbit, which is one of the largest super yachts in the world,
Yeah.
built in Western Australia by Ecomarine, proudly powered by Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Yes, Charlie Motor 1, 2, proudly powered by Caterpillar, and now we're going to Charlie Motor 3, which is the brilliant sailboat that we saw.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was fantastic to see that the selections have been done, and we are already part of it. Twin C18s were main engines, and two C7.1s recently been identified,
Right, okay, so-
and C4.4. So,
So
it would be fantastic to see a full-blown semi-hybrid solution. Uh, Energy transition is a big thing for us as well.
Yeah, of course.
And it's exciting that in a sailboat that we saw being featured, which is niche. It's one of the first,
yeah,
right?
it's very niche, but these unique projects bring
Exactly.
engineering challenges
Yeah.
as
And,
well.
and
Yeah.
what gets more exciting is from an innovation perspective, since the last, I don't know exact number of years, but all the Caterpillar engines, majority of them can live and breathe on dual fuel heavy vegetation oil, HVO, and biodiesel oil already.
Yeah.
So the engine selection and the genset selection that has been done for the sailboat, if I may, Charlie Motor 3,
Yeah.
it's going to provide, if the customer wants, a fully green solution, because our engines can live and breathe HVO and biodiesel today.
Right.
And
Okay.
we
So
have the product available in the market.
right. So actually, if we kind of summarize this, in the Australia market, there's been past projects that are large, substantial projects. There are also plenty in the pipeline being built today.
Absolutely.
And actually, you're pretty optimistic for the future in terms of the number of builds, the types of propulsion solutions that are required. They're going to be fairly diverse. Like
Absolutely.
there's the kind of stronghold of traditional diesel engines, but also the hybrid and fully electric. Like it's all there,
100%.
and it's all looking.
One thing, the biggest difference
required.
between defense and the future fuel energy transition in the marine commercial world. If somebody is putting iron on the ground in the workboat environment, in the marine commercial, or for that matter, as we saw the sailboat, it's fantastic that people are thinking out of the box and thinking that if my vessel's life is 20 to 25 years, 30 years, up until the statutory
Let's be ready
inspections,
for that. Let's
it's
build
ready
it
for that.
for that.
We are also embarking on a journey. I won't name the customer for confidentiality reasons, but we are part of potentially a vessel which will be based on a future fuel cell. I won't name the cell.
Okay.
Proudly being done by a customer who has caterpillars in their boat. It's a ferry operator. And we have embarked the journey where it's signed, stamped, and sealed. The designer has actually designed the boat, and the boat is now being built based on traditional caterpillar footprint, on the reasoning that in the future, in the 4 to 5 years, and in the scheme of things in energy transition, 4 to 5 years is nothing then.
Yeah.
So when the footprint is available, when the equipment is available, it will be a straight swap.
Right, I'll be ready for it.
And it's already been engineered. The space within the engine room, everything for the retrofitting later is already ready.
Okay, cool.
So we potentially might be one of the first to be doing that in Australia. I'm quite confident of that. Well, watch that space. We'll come to know.
Okay, let's finish up on that teaser. Thank you so much for your insights.
My pleasure.
Thank you for everything.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this and find it insightful, then make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you very soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ben Taylor Podcast, the home of marine industry insights. We'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.